right, good morning YouTube. It is Saturday, July 16th. It's been probably 4, maybe 5 weeks since I last had the opportunity to mountain bike. Those that have been following me a little bit, you know that I had shingles. In fact, I still have shingles. I think I'm through the worst of it. Canceled a couple trips prior to this one. So looking forward to getting back on a bike and seeing how much my cardio has diminished. But anyway, we are here in Ventura County. I say we, I'm with Jody. We're going to Space Mountain. Just kind of found this trail on Trail Forks over the last couple days. When I seen the name, I immediately thought of Disneyland. I don't suspect this is going to be a Disneyland type of ride. It's really just kind of good to be back out traveling a little bit and planning a mountain bike ride. So getting all geared up here. Always takes a minute, right? To get geared up, put all your stuff on. We kind of put all of our stuff in those tubs. All of our mountain biking stuff, you know, the knee pads and our helmets and gloves, and so it makes it a little bit easier. And then when we're done, it doesn't stink up the cab of the car. It's been a minute since I rode. All right, I'm not wearing my helmet. It's on my backpack. All right, so it starts out with this kind of green trail. You can see we parked over there in a cul-de-sac. Obviously no bathrooms over here. Guess you could probably just go knock on the neighbors and ask to use the restroom, but I'm guessing they're not going to be a big fan of that. This is the Rosewood Trail. It's going to be a climb. So according to Trail Forks, got about 800 feet of climb over about 1.25 miles. I won't bore you guys with the entire climb. How you holding up?
It's just hot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Get up here, it's nice and cool. Take off your hat.
A little bit. I have my hat on for my...
There's a hummingbird. Came to bless us.
It'd be nice to be able to be a hummingbird right now. Need a picture?
No. I look like hell.
Here, I look like hell.
How was it?
It's getting warmer.
Yeah, it is. So we climbed all the way up, took a little breath. It did get warm. We hydrated a little bit, geared up, and now we're going to start our magical ride down. What's it called again? Space Mountain. Space Mountain. I want to say Magic Mountain, but it's Space Mountain. Alrighty, here we go. All right, there's a little fork in the road back there. I'm hoping this is the right way. All right, so it's obviously pretty dry, pretty rocky. Pretty loose in some of these turns. All right, some technical sections there for sure. I think they'd be challenged to climb this hill. So wearing goggles It's like the first or second time I've been wearing goggles. I switched over. Really like the way they fit, but I noticed they do kind of push down on my nose. And I think it makes me sound a little nasally. So we'll check out the audio and see if that is the case. Ooh. Ooh. Some gorgeous views there of Ventura County. This is really loose through here, almost like sand, like beach type sand. Probably a good 1/4 inch thick. Ooh. Space Mountain, they call it. So we got to the section on the trail.
All right.
I pulled out my phone to look at trail forks, and we quickly realized we were off of the trail, what was marked for Space Mountain. We were about a 1/4 mile off, but did not know where we had wandered off. So instead of venturing further at this point, we decided to backtrack and see if we can get back on the trail. All right, so we kind of blew by this little sign that says trail closed, which is up that way. We went down this way, but then when we got to that little parking lot area, we had to climb over the bar. We knew we were off the trail because we're looking at trail forks. So it doesn't appear currently this trail here is on trail forks. This one is on trail forks. So when you get down to the bottom here, you're off the main trail, I don't know, 1/2 mile. But to get back to this trail, I'm imagining we have to go up that service road, but they kind of have it set up where you got to cross over. So we're going to do that and go see what that looks like. A little disappointing, but it's mountain biking, right?
We gonna go up that? What? Why?
All right, we're overlooking Thousand Oaks here in Ventura County. Just got done climbing, I think it's called Rosewood. It is a good little climb, about 1.5 miles. I want to say about 800 feet of climbing. Not a lot of shelter, so you got full exposure. It did warm up on us. It's probably 85 degrees. So Ventura County, population here is of 846,000 people. That's as of 2019. The largest city is Oxnard. The county seat here is Ventura. The name comes from Saint Buenaventura. The county separated from Santa Barbara County in 1872 or 1873, and then was officially in the county of California in 1874. So not surprising, but it turns out there is a lot of petroleum and oil in the ground here. And over the last 200-300 years, they've been trying to find a way to get it out and make some money. In the early days, the Indians would use the oil to waterproof their baskets and canoes and to seal the wood. But again, there was really no way to make any money. In 1917, a couple guys finally found a way. They built a well and started pumping out oil, up to 90,000 barrels of oil a day. So it was a significant amount. They partnered with Shell Oil Company, I think in 1923, and kind of the rest is history. There was a big dam in this area back in the early 1900s that busted ended up flooding a lot of this area. About 8,000 acres were flooded, over 1,000 homes were destroyed, and about 600 people died during that particular flood from the dam breaking. In 2017, there was a massive fire that swept through this area and down into Southern California. About $2 billion in damage. I want to say it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 250,000 acres were destroyed. Hundreds of buildings, homes, all destroyed. There's actually a lot of agriculture in this area. Lemons are the #2 crop in the county, according to the 2018 Crop and Livestock Report. The economic value of lemons is more than $244 million a year. Also have Valencia oranges, are nearly $20 million a year. And mandarins and tangelos are more than $17 million a year. The county also became a major producer in the state for hemp after it was removed from a list of controlled substances, along with other provisions of the Hemp Farming Act of 2018. These provisions were included in the 2018 Farm Bill, which made hemp legal for agricultural use.
All right, so we had some unexpected climbing. Unexpected because the way you look at the trail and trail forks, I didn't see any climbing on this trail this direction. And then there was that reroute, which totally got in my head like we're going to end up doing something a little different. But we are back on the trail now. Still get some epic views of Ventura. All right, getting a little good flow here. We've only seen one other mountain biker. He was going actually the other way. Yeah, a little chunky, a little soft. So we got some more climbing ahead. All right, a little loose through here. Mostly this whole trail is pretty loose, as you guys have seen. Loose and chunky. All right. Nice little switchback here. Take your time. So a lot of these little switchbacks here, just gotta control your speed, they're gonna be loose. Big switch back here. Chunky. Not exactly sure why they call it Space Mountain, just maybe because of all the twists and turns, like the roller coaster ride. Maybe because the sand is white. It's not a steep downhill, so you don't have a ton of speed. Ooh, a little chunky, a little sand loose, a little loose sand.
I need water. I need cold water.
All right, YouTube, I wanted to take a second real quick to kind of a review of the trail we rode. Very interesting ride in totality. So a little background, we got on Trail Forks. Sometimes Trail Forks is spot on, sometimes it's just not. About a 1.5 mile climb. It was pretty steep and it was warm. It was probably a good 80 degrees, which, hey, in the valley, not a big deal. Over here on the coast, it was pretty warm. And while you're climbing, you have full exposure. It beat us up pretty good. So we kind of backtracked down the path that we had came, hoping it would take us back to the right trail. And it did, but turns out the trail was closed. And then we were kind of faced with another mile or so of climbing. And I didn't see that, or I didn't ascertain that from the Trail Forks app. And then you make your way back down to the bottom, and then you got a service road that kind of puts you back into a neighborhood. You kind of navigate through the neighborhood and end up getting back to the car. Got the ride done. We're extremely exhausted. I'm actually filming this the morning after. I was so exhausted after the ride. I didn't even have the energy to do a post-video review of it right after. I was pretty dehydrated. Again, a pretty demanding trail, just an FYI. And I would do it first thing in the morning because the weather here could change.